Hello everybody, my name's Dave, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to look for an internal leak on the oil rail because I've cleaned out the RPCV, I've changed the coil, neither of those has changed the condition. So it must be, as I originally thought, a leak on the oil rail. So we're going to check the O-ring connections, where the rubber O-ring is on the injectors, and we're going to check the end caps for leaks as well. On another disappointing note, we've had our first two, what do we call them? Shills? There's another name for them as well. But anyway, I received some comments on my camping video about me cutting the corner after that guy was indicating left and went straight on. So I just banned their comments. I'm not tolerating it. If you want to come on here and just give me grief for no reason, then that's fine. But in that situation, it was a difficult one because it was right on the junction, right on the sharp left hand corner, and what else was I to do with on the wrong side of the road? I knew there was nothing coming, so I just went around. I did cut the corner, you're right, but I had to cut the corner, otherwise I'd have rolled the car. Now I was doing 34 kilometers an hour, I wasn't speeding. He indicated left and then went straight on while I was at the side of him. He was over past the junction. I thought he was stopping because he didn't know where he was. So I went past him. What was I supposed to do? Sit behind him? Anyway, if you want to make comments, do them. You'll get yourself banned. I'm not interested in shit. I just want a channel to help people. I don't care. I don't make any money out of this. It's all cost me in my own pocket. So anybody who wants to make comments, keep them to yourself. I'm not interested. Thank you. Okay, so the first job, I'm going to remove this air intake pipe again. I've got to take the intercooler off. I've got to take those hoses, separate those hoses, take the covers off the rocker, take the rocker cover off. I'm going to have to re-RTV it again, but before I do that I need to get it all apart. So stand by. Okay. Ready? Yeah, go for it. I'll just do it one more, I'll zoom in a bit. Alright. Let me just turn this light down, it's a bit bright. Okay. Okay? Yeah. Hi everybody, this is just a follow-up to the video I've just made because I forgot to film everything. I was so excited about fixing the car. So as you saw on the pictures, the rail oil temperature sender, the O-ring that seals that was the leaker. It was pouring out of it when it was cold, so it must have been spraying out of it when it was hot. As you can see by the still picture I put on there, the O-ring had disintegrated. Now that O-ring was fine when I put it in, so I can only assume it either had a fault and I couldn't tell, or the oil pressure just killed it. So I put a new Viton O-ring on. In fact, I put two on. We're now running again and it's not cutting out. So that's fantastic. Now, I want to apologise to everybody about being a bit harsh about the trolls, but I just wanted to get the message across. I'm not in any way pointing this at any of my subscribers that are current, or anybody who comments. Please keep commenting, please keep asking questions. If you're going to make some story up and berate me, then don't bother, because I don't need it. all you're going to do is get yourself banned and nobody sees the comment, because I'll just delete it before it even gets published. Because all comments get held before I see them, for me to see them. And if you call me an old man, that's bad enough, okay? So don't bother. What you perhaps should do is have a look at your own selves and look at the world you've created and see what you're doing to it, and perhaps look at yourselves. I'm going camping. I don't know whether I'm going tomorrow or whether I'm going to go on Monday. I can't decide. The wife wants to go look for a mattress, so I might have to go on Monday. But anyway, she's off at the weekend, so I'll spend some time with her and I'll go camping on Monday morning. More than likely. Having discussed with Chris and Rob, we decided that the RPCV was probably the problem. That didn't make any difference. It made no difference whatsoever. In fact, it was out of spec. However, it was probably out of spec because it was trying to make up for the leak. You know, it's probably up at 38% when it should have been down at 22 or 24, probably because it was trying to get more oil in. When you've got a leak on your oil rail, when you start your car, it has to pressurise the oil rail, otherwise you won't fire the injectors. So the oil rail is supposed to stay pressurised. But obviously if it's leaking, it doesn't. Another symptom is the car's hard to start in the morning. Now I should find that my car's a lot easier to start now. I'll fix that problem. If anybody has any questions about oil rails or RPCVs or anything to do with any of the Huey system, please ask. I don't know everything, and I'm not professing to know everything, but I will try and find out for you if I can, if I don't know. As I did with somebody the other day when they were mentioning that their car cuts out every now and again and they have to get changed the oil rail seals. I have to admit, I thought it was either going to be one of the seals between the injectors and the oil rail, or it was going to be the end caps, and I was dreading it being the end caps because you can't get them off, they're really tight. The caps at the end come off with a 14mm spanner, but then there's a special tool required for the other bits inside, and they are so tight you would not believe. Luckily for me, it wasn't either of those two things, it was the temperature sender, which I should have realised. I mean, thinking about it, I was thinking on the way home and I was thinking it has to be the oil rail, because that's the only thing that when it heats up it would cause that sort of thing. But then Chris convinced me that the coil was on the RPCV was probably the cause, because that was heating up. As it turned out, it wasn't. It was exactly as it should be. I did put a different coil on, and I have cleaned out the RPCV. However, it went back to the oil rail. Rob and I discussed this last night, and Rob said, I just think it's oil pressure issue. And it was. And I thought that from the start, and I was convinced otherwise. Next time I'm going to go with my first instinct, and then I'll take it from there. What's next? Well, I have a King's dual thumper compressor which broke. I found that out when I was filling up my tyre pressures after being away in the weekend. I made a temporary fix on it which I don't think will work. However, I have bought another switch. Now I may need an adapter, but I hope not, and I'm hoping that it will work. I'm hoping it'll screw in. If it does, then I'm fine. So basically what it is a little pressure switch, a little pressure pad. When it gets to 120 psi, it presses the pad and shuts off the compressor. When it drops to 90, it opens it again and allows the compressor to start up and fill it up again. Mine had sheared off, the hose had sheared off. So I fitted in a piece of hose in between, and I've glued the top half in, but it was a bit loose. I'm not convinced it's going to work. So what I might do is I might fit this other switch I've got. It cost me $6 for a switch. I need to get my shunt up and running again. I need to get all of the back end stabilised and working properly. I need to use some sort of a box in the back to keep things in, because things are all over the place. But I'll sort that out before Monday. If I have to go buy a box, I will. You know, I don't need a big box, I just need something that will fit in the space. One thing I didn't do that I wanted to do while I was away was stop and use the weighbridge at Pakenham, the other side of Pakenham, between Pakenham and Warragul. And I didn't get the opportunity because I was overtaking something when I passed it. So what I'll do is I want to get the car weighed as it currently stands, see what it weighs. I reckon it's going to be about 700 kilograms with me in it, but we'll see. I'm trying to get it below GVM, so I've taken off the roof rack. Anyway, the roof rack's off, and there's a couple of other things I removed and got rid of some weight. Oh, batteries. Yeah, so the batteries are removed. If I don't make a video on the compressor, I'll see you when I go camping on Monday. I shall make a video and post it on the Friday when I get back. Okay? Thanks for joining me. See you now.